New South Wales leader Chris Minns has conceded it will be a lot harder for the party to form government following the resignation of star candidate for Monaro Terry Campese. Julia Bradley has the latest from Sydney. Julia, what else did Chris Minns have to say?
Well, Tom, Chris Minns just held a press conference a short time ago and he reflected on the fact that his captain's pick, the former Raiders captain turned political hopeful Terry Campese, is pulling out of the race for the high-profile seat of Monaro in the upcoming state election. Chris Minns said he had a conversation with Terry last night where he informed him of his decision to pull out of the race. And we know from a statement that Terry has issued this morning that this is centring around not wanting his past to be dragged through the media. Now, Chris Minns only a week ago was backing in his captain's pick, the star candidate. We know Labor had really high hopes in the seat of Monaro last year. It went to a by-election. The Nationals claimed that seat again following the resignation of former Deputy Premier John Barilaro. But it was one that was clearly in Labor's sights. They were hopeful of a win there come March 25. But Chris Minns says that this news today has really rocked Labor's chances of forming government. He says while there's a path to victory, it's going to make the task a whole lot more difficult.
We approached this election campaign in every single seat in a humble way. I've never been out here at any press conference or at even campaign rallies predicting Labor's victory. We realise we're in an arm wrestle and there's still a long way to go before polling day. So, I've been honest about it. It makes our task a lot more difficult in Monaro and therefore in the election campaign.
So Terry Campese confirming his decision to pull out of the race this morning via a statement. And that read, "Unfortunately, I have also come to realise that for some, politics is not about representing people, but about their own power with a win at all costs mentality. Today I'm announcing that I will step down as Labor's candidate, not because my heart isn't in it, but because I love this community too much to drag it through the media, whether they are truthful or not." It continues, "Perhaps in the future things will change and we will see more community members put their hand up to be involved in politics." Now, this all follows the fact that Terry Campese was at the centre of a complaint that was made to Labor HQ after he emerged in a video of him attending a sex party where he was dressed as a scantily clad police officer. There were barely dressed women there, one of them seen licking alcohol off of his body. Now, there was a story that surfaced this morning as well, suggesting that Terry Campese went to visit one of his close friends and also a convicted drug dealer at Macquarie Correctional Centre while he was trying to raise money for his youth charity, but he maintains that no charity resources were used in that visit. Now, this is the fourth candidate that Labor has lost under difficult circumstances in the lead-up to the state election. Chris Minns says Labor will now be taking a look at its vetting process.
In every election campaign from both sides of politics, you'll see candidates that don't make it through to election day, but that process and the vetting process in particular will be reviewed by the party office and party officials. And it's an iterative process. I think it's changed between the 2019 and the 2023 election. More questions asked, more information that needs to be provided by candidates.
Chris Minns says the party does not have a replacement candidate in mind, so it will be back to the drawing board for Labor in this crucial seat.